Welcome back, Kingsman. We are going to continue our series on habits. And today, we're going to focus on the two most important hours of your day. The first hour you wake up and the hour before you go to bed. How are we doing today, man?
Doing wonderful. And yes, like he said, we're continuing our series on habits. And today we're focusing on those critical hours of everybody's day. That is right after you wake up and right before you go to bed. It's what makes or breaks your morning, which is then turns into the rest of your day, and then how you set your environment for when you go to sleep. And I think these are some of the most critical parts of the day.
Mm-hmm. I sometimes will think about these two things like the beginning of going, like I go into a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
If I walk into a restaurant and before I even sit down, the waiter or waitress spits on me.
Well, that was what? That was way out of left field.
Right?
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, exactly. Way out of left field. Well, that's like someone just disrupting your whole morning. Maybe it's because you decided to look at the news in the morning like a fool. Please don't do that. You know what? I'm going to bring back the use of the word fool again. I like it. Oh, boy. Yeah, we're going to bring that back. It's a good word.
Okay.
Or at the end, let's say I have a great meal. That's a wonderful meal. And at the very end, my last bite of that steak is nothing but gristle. Whole meal ruined.
Or your meal's great and they bring you the wrong bill. It's all hacked up. It's a hassle.
Yeah, so this is the beginning and end.
It's a start and finish.
Yeah, this is the most important hour of your day, both sides. So this is how we're going to handle this here today.
Yep. And, we've heard it said, you start your day well, what happens in the middle happens. You can't always control that, but you can start your day well and you can end your day well.
I'd say the average person here, these are probably the two only, I shouldn't say the only, these are the hours they have the most control over.
Yeah, because for most people, you have commitments throughout the day, but usually that first little bit of time in the morning and that last bit of time in the evening is the time that you really get to choose what you're doing almost every day.
And this is where, as we go through the habits, we're going to be referencing back to what was the goal that you had previously set. And yes, that does imply that you have set a goal.
Yep, because that's what we asked you to do. You were supposed to write it down.
So all this is always going to be in reference to your own personal goal. Now, there's going to be a ton of overlap. There are just some good general principles, good general habits we should all have in one way or another. And we're going to keep it, we're not going to tell you like the 35 morning routines to absolute perfection. That's insane.
Yeah, this is how to completely build your full day down to the T every second. We're going to give you the exact playbook on how to be the best version of you. No, we're not going to do that.
I don't know. We might do that at the end. Oh, this is going to be it. Oh, yeah. Later, we're going, not today. We're going to have some fun with that. All right.
We are going to have some fun.
Build the perfect one.
But for today,
yes,
we're talking about early morning and right before you go to bed.
All right. So let's start with the early morning habits, the ones that are most likely to lead to success.
Yep. And, we didn't talk about this, but you know what I really think we should do here is we should talk about the habits that we think you should incorporate, but we should also talk about the habits that you should avoid.
I like that. So let's start with the mornings first.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do that. So for the mornings, number one, this one I think is pretty self-explanatory, like why this would be a good habit, but drinking water immediately. Now, for me, that's not always my first go-to, right? Like, I don't drink a lot of water, so this is definitely not one that would be at the top of my normal to-do list for the morning. But it seems like across the board, this is considered like a very good habit to get into.
Absolutely. So whether you've only slept for 2 to 4 hours or more, hopefully 6 to 10, probably 6 to 8, honestly. You fasted for that long. Your body most likely needs a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And starting off with some sugary beverage, no, it's not water.
Yep.
Or as close to water as you can get. Maybe some electrolyte, maybe a little bit of salt. Something simple.
Who puts salt in their water, dude?
I've seen it done. All right, it's not like a crazy amount, but just like a little bit.
Don't do that. Yeah. It's gonna be nasty. You're not gonna like it.
No, it's not. It's not. Just get some water. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to back up even before that moment.
Okay.
So, because I know we're going to go into a couple items here, but the moment you wake up, say a prayer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's fair for our audience. We can just say a prayer.
Yes. Now, when you say the moment you wake up, like you got to give me a few moments to
Fine.
Cognitively get together.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be mumbling through that thing.
The Lord understands. All right.
No, I like that. That's a good one. It's a good way to start your day.
Yeah.
First thing to do.
Yeah, because the habit that would counter is picking up your phone right off the rip.
Yes. And I think this plays perfectly well into habits you should avoid in the morning. So there's a good one to start with. Here's one to stay away from. Mm-hmm. And that is, it's everybody, dude. It's everybody. You wake up, what do? You pick up your phone.
Every time.
It's so subconscious at this point. It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be the best for you in the long run if you give yourself a few minutes in the morning. You're not going to die if you can't check your messages. Just let it sit there for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. So you wake up, you say a prayer. If you don't know what to pray what you're feeling, or do the Lord's Prayer. Just general habit. I do this every day. It's phenomenal. It starts my day off, me and God. Real quick.
Like it.
Then
take a drink.
Take a drink.
Water.
Yeah. That, honestly, of everything we're ever going to talk about here, that is the one that most people are going to have more of a problem with.
I know. And that's what's crazy. Is you could tell them anything, but if you tell them to drink water, especially if it's your wife, nope.
Game over.
Nope. Not doing it.
How easy is it?
It's funny enough, my wife drinks more water than I do.
My wife has, I kid you not, a half-gallon Stanley.
Dude, I know.
Dude, these Stanley, amazing. Yeah. How you guys pivoted from, the only acceptable water thermos for, masculine men in all of history to, I hope it comes in pink.
Clip that.
Yeah. Yeah, just remarkable. Good work, Stanley. All right, yeah, but hydrate. Okay.
Number 2. I think this
bed.
one's huge.
Yeah. You've talked about this one before and how important you think this one is.
Make your bed. Now, I happen to have a lovely wife who makes the bed for us, which is fantastic for me. But for those of you who don't, make your bed. Now, why is this critical? Okay? Because a lot of people probably don't. But making your bed in the morning gives you the opportunity to come home to some semblance of order. Or go to bed, I should say. Not come home. But go to bed with some semblance of order at the very end. Even if your day went to absolute crap. If you come home and you're crashing, going straight to bed. The last thing you want to have to do is make your bed. Or
find the pillow that was on the other side of the room.
Yes. Absolutely. So, especially, you woke up in a rush or whatever. Make your bed. I can't tell you how nice it is to come home, eat dinner, whatever, and then when you go to bed, the bed's made. It really helps end your day in a great way.
Mm-hmm. And if you happen to be the one who gets up first and your spouse is still asleep, just organize your bed a smidge.
Don't yank the sheets.
Nope. Honey, you're staying there.
I'm making the bed.
No, just organize it a smidge.
Yeah.
Just make it a slightly better. That also is you taming the last night's chaos just a smidge.
Absolutely.
You're bringing a little bit of order into your life right at the beginning. You are now in charge of your day already.
And like we talked about before, it's a small win. A successful day is not made up of a huge win every day. It's several small wins every day.
I'm currently dealing with one of these at work right now where in my mind I need to do this big giant thing.
Every day can't be
if
a record breaker.
My successful day at work would have like 5 really small wins. That's it. I would consider that like the best day ever at work. If I just do these like really tiny little things, it's not like I'm conquering the world every day. But just tame some chaos. Yeah, make the bed.
We're going to end this point out with a quote by, I believe, Jordan Peterson, but you can correct me on this one. But it says, if you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day, and it will give you a small sense of pride and encourage you to do another task and another and another.
That's right. I believe it. That's really
small wins. Small wins, people. Okay. On to the next one. Number 3.
This one, like you can't actually list which one is most important. This will probably be the most life-changing.
Make the bed was important to me. This one, it's important to him.
Yeah, this one's huge. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Now, you can do this in a journal. You can do this in a note card. I've seen different versions of this, whether you're focusing on the items like Grant Cardone does, where you go and you write out your goals, and you do that every morning. But this is you putting pen to paper and writing down either the goals for the day or your long-term goals. It's usually one or the other, and maybe a slight sprinkle of both.
If you don't do this, like I do, historically have not done this, I feel like the better option here is just your individual day. And you can disagree with me there, but just write down the 3 most important things that you have to do that day.
So let me tweak this one a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is usually where I like to split my work life from my personal life.
Okay.
So when I've looked into these ones here,
it's the only time he's split.
The rest of the time it's just one giant life. But the one you write in the morning, because you haven't done everything for the day, when you're doing it this early, there's still a lot happening in your mind.
Okay.
Your mind operates at a different frequency.
You're smart.
Yeah. First thing in the morning.
Sorry, I got to rein it.
So a lot of times this one is more of the who do I want to be, the dream. Is usually how you're feeling in the morning. You're not feeling list 1, list 2, list 3. You're usually feeling more what do I want to become first thing in the morning, more than the 1, 2, 3.
Okay. All right.
So this could be and this is where you kind of just write down whatever comes to you. Like maybe this is more like you write down your dreams. This is you getting emotionally and spiritually ready for your day.
Okay.
So like maybe your dream is, I want to be in shape. All right. You write down, I have a 6-pack, and you always write it in the present tense.
Okay.
You don't write, in 20 years, I will have $1 million. When you write these most important things down, you're writing in the present tense as if you already have them. That's very important because it begins you thinking and acting in such a way as the person who will have what you're about to write down.
Okay. It's like having the mentality.
Okay. Yeah, this is all about mentality.
Okay.
The write down the most important priorities, that gets more into the actual step-by-step ones. That's more for work.
Okay.
Now, there are daily items that you do need, but that is not usually what you do at this point here, just yet.
Interesting, because I would almost go the other direction.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I'm not discrediting your side at all. I think that could definitely be a very crucial thing, but I almost wonder what the benefit of doing both might be. 3 long-term goals, 3 today goals.
I like that. The who I want to be, who I want to be, who I want to be, the steps to take, steps.
Yeah, because, for me, especially like you wake up late, you're in a rush. Mm-hmm. If you've already taken a few seconds to say, okay, this is what I want to get done today. I know I've got a lot going on, but these are the 3 things that I need to focus my time and energy on today. I feel like that could be hugely impactful for just keeping you focused throughout the day. Mm-hmm. Now, at the same time, after hearing you talk about it, I think that other alternative route of the 3 long-term goals could also be very beneficial.
Yeah, both of them have to do with narrowing you in, bringing your focus into this whole thing. And we're doing it right here at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And it's weird the first time you do this, by the way. It's like, am I really writing down my goal? Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because you deserve to put pen to paper and speak future into existence. We're not going into this whole manifesting thing, but basically speak future into existence by writing out what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're refocusing your mind on what you've already decided is important to you. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's great. Mm-hmm. I think that's fantastic. Now, do we want to share one more morning habit to stay away from?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, do you have one in mind?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Do not eat sugar.
Ooh.
No donut. No.
You mean I can't? Dude.
Right?
Mm-mm. Dude.
Yeah.
But I love donuts.
Yeah. Dude, donuts, cake, pastries, cinnamon rolls, your coffee that has no espresso in it and it's nothing but milk, sugar, and flavor. No. Mm-mm. If I could encourage.
You just got us canceled.
Yeah. That's the water was the really controversial one, followed by no sugar in the morning. If you were building long-term habits, that right there, that would be the one I would avoid. Don't do sugar in the morning.
Okay. All right.
If you need food, eggs, glass of milk if you need it, fat and protein.
Try to stay away from high sugar first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you don't want your blood sugar to spike right at the rip because it takes way too long to come back down from that. It messes up the rhythm.
Of all the things we said, that's definitely the most.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's it. All right, so that's our morning.
That's our morning,
dude. If we just did just that one little thing, those 3 habits or so right there. That would change most people's life right there. Just that little bit.
Absolutely. Because I bet there are almost nobody that does all 3 of those every morning.
Yeah, and if so, I don't know how much they're watching us so far. They'd be like...
they'd be like...
They're doing these things.
Yeah.
All right.
I wrote the book that they're talking.
Yes. All right. So now we have a wonderful intro to our day. Mm-hmm. Now... the day's ending.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. These are the habits for your evening that can help set you up for a better day tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And end your day well, regardless of how well it went. I want to share a quote here real quick. I think this one's from James Clear. And it says, you don't have to be a victim of your environment, but you can be an architect of it. And I think our evening habits are a perfect time to build and prepare for tomorrow.
Agreed.
It's a fantastic prep time. So, number 1, this one's easy, but I don't think it's easy to apply.
Yes,
because I don't think there's a single soul on the planet that does this.
Yeah, almost nothing we say here is difficult. It's just all easy not to do.
Nearly impossible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, just go ahead. Say it. What's number one?
No screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed.
What do you mean no screens? How am I supposed to? I'm scrolling TikTok and
I know.
Oh, my God.
What's wild is that, like, this is unanimous. Across, like, almost every, mindset, health, motivation, routine, day, advice, period. The whole thing. Everybody says no screens 30 minutes before bed. And yet, literally everybody...
No, don't tell me what to do.
The only thing people do in the evening is watch television or scroll on their phone.
Oh, yeah, right before bed. You're like, entertainment, war, entertainment.
Yeah.
Bed. No,
Yeah.
That's, You never gave your mind a second to come down from the dopamine hit just to be normal. And maybe you're blessed enough to have a wonderful spouse. Did you even talk to him? Mm-hmm. This is the time you spend.
There's a lot of better things you can be doing with your time, including you and I.
Yes.
So, if you're watching this right now and it's bedtime, put the phone down.
Yes, but definitely pick it up in the morning. We want the view. Thank you.
But no, seriously, there's a lot of scientific research that says that screens, specifically blue light right before bed, can be detrimental to your ability to fall asleep correctly.
Absolutely. And if you're watching or listening to less than uplifting things right before bed, some people will notice it will interfere with their dreams.
I feel like there's a side note.
Really? I feel like that's like a major thing. Like if I can cause you to have bad dreams.
I don't have a lot of dreams. So.
Oh, we're going to get into that another day. Not today, though. Dude, I dream all the time.
Okay, we're going to shelf that.
You want a shelf?
We're going to talk about that later.
Our shelf is getting very full,
I know
by the way.
It is, actually.
All right.
Now, before we go to number two,
okay.
do we have... You know what? Actually, no. We're going to go to number two.
Okay.
Number two, review the day / preview tomorrow.
I like this one. This is the reflection. Hey.
Plays right into our morning one, which was prep for the day. Now we're going to recap the day.
Yeah. Like, hey, what went well today? You know? I drank 1 glass of water. Oh. Or I did nothing of note today, and it was a total waste of my time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Well, this helps you now feel that, and then, well, what about tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Regardless of how successful or not successful your day was, taking a moment to recap it will help you to prepare to do better tomorrow.
Yes.
And, 2-3 minutes, doesn't have to be something crazy, doesn't have to be a full journal log. But even if it's just a few minutes, right before bed, you go, you know what? This is what went well today. This is what didn't go so well today. This is what I want to work on for tomorrow.
This is where some people do this at the beginning of their day. When they're journaling or taking notes or whatever, they take a moment to say, what was one thing I'm grateful for the day? What was one win I had, and what is one thing I am grateful for? Mm-hmm. Brings them back into gratitude.
Yep. Now, one thing I want to point out for this, which is going to play really well into the rest of this series, is that this is a perfect time, and we'll bring this up later, for you to notate how you are tracking with your habits. Mm-hmm. So if you've been working on implementing or removing a specific habit out of your life, this is the time to go, you know what? I missed today. Or I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in. I did it. Or didn't do it. And I'm making progress.
Mm-hmm. And as we talk through this, we're going to be focusing more on the habits you should have, because it's not enough in life just to stop doing bad things. You have to intentionally replace your bad habits with good ones.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible has a very sad story about this. I believe it's in Proverbs, where a man goes, realizes his home is dirty, cleans out his home, removes the demons, but then he leaves his home, but he never takes the time to basically refurnish the home. He takes time to clean it out, got rid of the first problem, but because he never then filled it with beautiful items and filled it with good, that demon came back with friends. So it's not enough just to stop doing bad. You have to intentionally put in the good to help you move forward.
Yeah, I would agree. Mm-hmm. Number 3. This is a very real thing that people can do. Prepare your environment for tomorrow.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
I never want to do it, but the nights where I have,
you always appreciate it in the morning.
Yes, morning me really loves nighttime me.
Yep.
These are just favors you do for tomorrow. That might be, if you have a hard time getting up in the morning, maybe this is getting your cup out for your water that you're going to drink.
Ooh. Especially because you're going to have an excuse as to why you didn't drink it.
Mm-hmm. If you are trying to get a gym habit up and going, have your clothes out.
Even regardless, whatever you're wearing, putting your clothes out the night before, fantastic idea.
It's really helpful.
It is.
Even though I wear the same thing almost every day.
Yeah, but then you got to go dig it out and find it. And you dig it out of the laundry probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's that one little favor for yourself.
Yep.
To make your morning easier. Because let's be honest, if your morning was 20 to 50% easier and just started off a little better, don't you think your day would probably go a little bit better?
Absolutely.
So this is you doing something for future you that was going to help do something for future you.
Mm-hmm.
This is that you get that flywheel going.
The wild thing too is you're gonna have to do it in the morning anyway, so you might as well do it now. But yet, there's still those days where you're like, nope, I'm just gonna leave it for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wake up, usually late, you're rushed, and you're like, I should have done this last night.
You don't have clean clothes all of a sudden?
Yes. Oh, I forgot to wash my clothes last night. Now I got to wear dirty clothes to work.
Yep, and then that wrecks part of your day.
Absolutely.
Extra. Now your customers aren't happy, your coworkers are unhappy, you're unhappy, and then that cycles through other bad habits too.
Yep.
All the way till that evening where you're like, it was a bad stinking day. Well, why?
But at least you came home to a made bed.
Yeah. That's a win.
That's a win. So, those are 3 in the morning, 3 in the evening. Habits to have, to incorporate. If you've got one of them, great. If you don't have the other 5, work on incorporating them. If you want to start on just one, that's great. Again, habits are about small successes and trackable results. And these, if we talked about having a goal, these can be the first starting place on starting down the road for that goal. But these should be implemented for any use, any goal, anytime across your life.
Yeah. The little things. Just test us. If you think we're wrong, try it. Try it for a week.
Yep.
You can do anything for a week. And say, you know what? I really wish I was less hydrated every day. I need more negativity right before bed.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nope. I think you're exactly right. So I'm going to end on this quote. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Oh, that's so true.
Until next time.
Until next time.